Aboneama. I'm associate professor in architecture department at Helwan University. My research here is about the application for satellites. I'm not concerning for the satellites themselves like most of the researchers here. I'm an architect and I'm specialized in sustainability and artificial intelligence. This research is focused on sustainability. For a while that I will explain what I mean, just to make you close to the idea. For example, this is the building which we are inside now, on a hotel building in a conference hall. This is my specializations. I'm an architect for buildings and urban design. For example, now we are in daytime. We have a natural light, but our room is lighting by artificial light. It takes the energy which we are searching for. That's why in 1993 they intend something like sustainability for architects, that we are in our buildings consume around from 60 to 65% from the energy all over the world inside our buildings. In the big hall, that our number were few numbers. We are few people, 10 or 15 people, and we have a big hall. The whole hall are lighting and air conditioning. Some new inventions that to reduce the diffuser for the air conditioning if there is no people on the back. Let's go back to the water and how we consume the water. So the sustainability is talking about how to reduce consuming of energy and water and use local materials. For that, people started, the organizations started in UK. For BREEAM, the BRE, British Research Establishment, invented something called BREEAM, which is a rating system to measure the sustainability of my buildings. After that, the USGBC, United States Green Building Council, invented the LEED, Leadership of Energy and Environmental Design. That's how we architects are now following. Now in the United States, you can take a permission for any construction if you don't have LEED, except for states. That's a rating system. This rating system is talking about categories like sustainable sites, water efficiency, energy atmosphere, local materials, and they need something called regional priority. To have this certificate that I have to take, it's from 110 points. If I achieved around 60 points, that I'm certified. From 70 to 80 points, I am silver rating systems, or golden or gold. The LEED was invented for the United States. In the Middle East, we are using LEED also, the same rating system, with the same criteria and the same weights. So in an environment like Dubai, which have 45 degrees humidity, and we know the Sahara Desert there, they are using LEED with the same weights of the United States, which has a different weights. This is one of the issues that we are talking, and we make a lot of researches. For myself, in 2011, I've started these researches, and the people before me have started something like that. For the literature view of LEED, that's what we are saying. LEED itself is categorized. This is the categories of LEED. Sorry. Sustainable sites, water efficiency, energy atmosphere, and material and resources, indoor environmental quality, innovation in design, and regional priority. This research is talking about the regional priority. It's the last category in LEED. If you are using it, it's not allowed to use it except you are living and you're building inside the United States. And this is the idea of my research. Why we don't use globalized, and because it is internationally used, this rating system, and we use the communication and the GPS, the global positioning systems, for all the universe, and we have this technology now using the satellites, and using now the whole world is a small, is less than small city, less than small village. So why we don't put it in the first as a first category? In the Middle East, in Dubai, that we have platinum LEED rating systems, LEED certified projects. The LEED itself has the flexibility that LEED is categorized in 5 categories, which is building and design, interior design, operating and maintenance, neighborhoods and for homes. So the LEED itself is flexible, and every 3 or 4 years a new version of LEED has been produced. That's at the end in 2009, a new version of LEED with new categories or new divisions and weights. And here, step 4 for methodology steps of enhancing LEED, that some reports, like what we have seen now, in February 2014, 28, that LEED nowadays exposed a project of the Environmental Policy Agency, EPA, released research showing that large privately owned buildings in Washington certified under the U.S. Green Building Council leadership and energy environmental design standards actually use more energy than certified buildings. That was raised big problem. And some buildings like that, that's why LEED enhancing its priority. And this is in Washington. What do you think about buildings in Egypt? And we have more than 9 buildings in Egypt certified LEED. In Dubai, I don't have the number of it, but tens of buildings certified LEED and operating under LEED, and platinum LEED, the best rate in it, and with the same weights. That's why step number 5 for the methodology steps of enhancing this LEED, the countries like Egypt, which introduced green pyramid rating system like LEED, and QSAS in Qatar, another rating system in Qatar, and Istidama inside the Emirates itself, and the people in Emirates who live in Emirates and architects, and they have the rating systems called Istidama, they are using LEED. So it improved itself. It imposed itself that it's internationally rating systems. But till now, till the moment that I'm presenting this research, it's locally to the United States itself. And if we take the difference between these international and local, LEED is an international rating systems used in many countries, and in India there are some buildings using LEED. Let's see the LEED categories. This table for LEED categories, this is sustainable sites, water efficiency, energy and atmosphere, and for the Egyptian, for example, rating system. Sustainable sites, water efficiency, energy and atmosphere, material and resources. The same categories. Nothing changed. And if we are looking to the BREEAM, we will see the same for the UK. And if we go to the QSAS and the Istidama, we will see the same categories. So what's the difference? Why there's people, these countries creating this local system for this part? The category weight. The category weight for sustainable sites in the United States, 26 points. You can't get more. Both of them are 110 points. It's like the student in the university that to pass this year, he has to collect for these subjects these credits. So the credits 110 all over the rating systems. The rating systems have the same subjects. If I make an example for a student. So the difference in the weights. For example, in the Middle East, we are suffering we have lack of water resources in Egypt, in Gulf area. So we see in United States, water efficiency has 10 points. In Egypt, it has 34 points. So if your building has water efficiency more, you have using dual bottom flush toilets, you are using grey water treatment for flush toilets and irrigations, so you get more points. So why LEED? And if you go to the last category in LEED, you will find regional priority is a completely new category introduced in LEED in version 3. It's a great example of how U.S. Green Building Council is able to listen to its member and the stakeholder in the real estate industry. Regional priority acknowledges that different regions in the United States have different needs and has selected existing credits in the rating system that should be priority. The intent of the regional priority credits and points is to encourage teams to attempt LEED credits, but there are only 4 credits for regional priority, even in the United States. And even the United States needs some enhancement because the environment all over the 50 states in the United States are different. Some regions are very are freezing in the northern area, and they have some desert like Nevada. So even inside the regional priority, it has a lot of enhancement, not just only 4 points from 110 points that I can say this the building here is near to the environment. It reflects environmental needs. It's not real, even inside the United States. So how we are using it all over the world, and it's used all over the world by the same ways. And this photo is captured from the USGBC. When you make a registration for your building, you have the map for the only United States and select which region that, because there's only 4 regions who can you get this priority. My research results in finding that why this screen not to be the whole world, using our satellites, our GPS. So I designed for myself. I designed in Latin America, and designed in Europe, and designed in Gulf area, and in Africa. I'm only one architect. So when for example, I design something in Brazil, I would select this part. And using the GPS, so what's the need of this part? What the environmental needs of these parts? Not existent. It will change the weights because they are the same categories. Why? Just during, because it's everything is artificial. I'm doing so through the internet and through the communications using the GPS. Even inside the United States and even inside the Emirates and Egypt. So why I don't select something like this, and by selection for my position and my site, it changes the weights itself, and it will be real internationally written system. It's international by using. We are using it all over the world. So it should be here. This is the difference of it. So here for the discussion and analysis, that LEED offers an excellent opportunity to raise awareness for environmental issues and raise the awareness to the field where lasting benefits will lead to measurable performance enhancement. If we see the 2 graphs here, we will see how the increasing of using the registered building LEED during last, for example, 10 years, and how many buildings are certified. So what's the disadvantage of LEED and how we can globalize it and make it international using the possibilities and potential that offers by satellites, communications, GPS, all these parts that we can use them to enhance something that we need. Because LEED doesn't recognize innovation of buildings. If we go to for example, North Africa, we will see types of building, and maybe the amazing thing that if we will catch it from our historical buildings all over the world, in Egypt, in the Middle East, in India, in Iran, in Syria, in the United States, in Europe, that you will find people built before hundreds of years and thousands of years using the local materials. The buildings, for example, and history, for example, in the Middle East, that we will find an architect called Hassan Fatih who did in 1989, and he takes the pioneer architect all over the world something certificates from one organization, because his buildings using passive design without any air cooling, without any HVAC, heating and ventilation, air conditioning systems that you can find inside his buildings using the passive techniques with cooling parts, and all over the world that we have these techniques with the history of architecture. He can reduce the temperature more than 10 degrees without using any artificial equipment, and also with the same with the daylight, using the natural light. So that's why when we are moving during the world, all over the world, we find in China, in Russia, in Arabic countries, in Africa, in Europe, different types of building with history. Nowadays, with internationally categorized, we will see platinum LEED certified building in the Middle East are the same building or has the same features in the United States. This is not truth. The whole world is different. So why we don't use all the potential that we have, as we have seen, even with expansion for a city in China. Why we don't use all these potentials that we have to reflect the real needs, environmental needs of our region. Another issue is my research, but I don't want to get inside it for the LEED cost. The LEED doesn't take into consideration context of performance of the building itself. And for the passive design, it doesn't have, which has a category also. And I'm working on another research on that, which is innovation in design, that how we can increase this potential for the passive design. Lastly, this is, for example, this building, it's a house inside Cairo. This is in Yemen. This is in North Sudan. This is in India. All these buildings, this culture, our historical buildings doesn't build like this just for exterior features. No, it has a spirit. The building itself has a spirit. The building itself is comfortable for its users, and the building reflects exactly 100% better than any rating system buildings, which have platinum, the best rating system for environmental needs and the lowest energy using all these buildings all over the world. So we still has a lot of enhancement for our rating systems if we are saying this is a real leadership of energy and environmental design, or this is a British research establishment for BREEAM in UK or Stedama or QSAS or even the Green Pyramids. Even inside the local system, the local rating system, sustainable rating system, they have a lot of black areas that need enhancement. So there is no any part of the world that's similar to another in weather, land, culture, or anything else. The resources of our planet are not equally distributed everywhere. This is God's wisdom to us for learning, living together, and protect our planet and develop our grandsons' futures. Sustainable design seeks to reduce negative impacts on the environment and the health and comfort of the building occupants, thereby improving building performance. The basic objective of sustainability are to reduce the consumption of non-renewable resources, minimize waste, and create healthy, productive environments. Basic criteria of water efficiency, energy saving, and the rest of all sustainability systems categories summarize all over environment needs from designers to take care of. However, the weight of each category is different from certain place to another, and this is the major point of my research. LEED is a worldwide rating system. It has a significant role to raise awareness for environmental issues and has become target to get its certificate for owners, developers, and architects. They try to ensure that their designs and final products go in the right direction. Registered buildings for LEED certifies are from India, Middle East countries, Africa, and some European countries itself. It's not applicable that the whole world countries need same weight for all LEED categories. Even inside the United States of America, and due to its huge area, it couldn't be the same weight for all categories sustainable for every state. The reason of creating regional priority as bonus category for certain locations inside the United States, if this concept is enlarged and dominate the philosophy of every category's weight, it will be more suitable for the diversity of different locations. Enhancing LEED is not limited to regional priority. It's an unlimited process that has many varieties and inputs that need continuous study to get actual results for sustainable project and environmental friendly. Thank you, and thank you for your listening.
I have a question. What is preventing worldwide to apply LEED as a rule during the design phase?